Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we got a very interesting video coming up as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have made an interesting signing. So the Bombers signed quarterback Bryce Perkins from the Michigan Panthers of the United Football League. He was their 2025 MVP. And so he now joins the Bombers organization. It's expected that most likely Streveler is not returning. There is a lot of rumors about the Bombers and signing Taylor Elgersma. But this is a nice pickup for the Bombers, an unexpected one. Bryce Perkins. He was the all-UFL team in 2025. He was the UFL Offensive Player of the Year in 2025 and the UFL Most Valuable Player in 2025. And he was Player of the Week in Week 3, Week 4, and Week 6 of the 2025 UFL season. So, Rick, how do you feel about this signing?
I mean, definitely, Perkins does not have the no Streveler coat look.
Yeah.
The fur coat. I honestly, I want to see. I mean, he was MVP, but at the same time, how hard is it to be an MVP in the UFL? Like, let's be honest.
Well, I'm not sure. That's the thing. This is where I'm going to be honest. I don't follow the UFL closely enough. Okay, so I will say being the MVP of any league is good when you come to the CFL, in the sense of that it gives a good framework, in the sense of there have been some people that have come from the CFL, went into the UFL being successful, some that have went from the UFL, come into the CFL and being successful. I mean, we recently in the past couple months, we interviewed Lorenzo Burns, who had played was it Birmingham? I can't remember. He had played for the Stallions, who had won multiple USFL and UFL titles. They had went for a full three-peat.
I get that.
And
but
so
I mean, to be an MVP, you get 69%, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions over 7 games. Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I'm not gonna say.
At this rate, friggin', what's his name? Cameron Dukes could throw that in friggin' 4 games.
Now, the other thing is, and this is a thing to keep in mind here, is that if we're looking here, I'm just trying to take a look at his. So he was also rushing for almost 40 yards per game. Keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
That is a thing to keep in mind. So he has 5 rushing touchdowns. He had rushed for an average of 38.4 yards per game. That is a lot. You know what I mean? That is a lot to actually average per game, as opposed to just some games in which that he got it. So I'll give credit where credit's due there. So I've heard he's very much a dual threat. It's funny, like, based on just the statistical description of him, he almost sounds almost like a Trey Ford in some ways. I'm not gonna assume that because I haven't. Well, he's not that old. He's only like what? He's like 29, I think.
29.
Yeah, it's not that bad. How old is even Trey Ford? He's younger than that, but like. He's 27. It's 2 years. Like, it's not that big of a difference. So now he had went to college in Virginia, and he had done very, very well there. So he in his senior year, 2019, passed for 3,538 passing yards. He had a 64.5% completion ratio. He had 22 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. The year prior, he actually had 25 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So generally was averaging almost 2 touchdowns per 1 interception, with the exception of, again, in the UFL, where he had 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So was far ahead in that regard. He also spent some time with the LA Rams as well as the Carolina Panthers. With the LA Rams, he actually did. He had 5 games played. He actually started 1 game. He had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 55.9%. I don't think too far into that. And again, like I don't like a two picks like in the NFL. Like that's fine. I'm okay with that. I could, because he still throws for a touchdown in that game, to be fair, even in the NFL when he did start a regular season game. Played a preseason game for the Carolina Panthers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Most recently in 2025, this was a game in August. He had 10 completions for 11 attempts. So he had a 91% completion percentage that game, only 71 passing yards. And so if we're looking here at even his rushing stats in that game, let's see, recent games, passing. Oh, I don't even know if it gives his rushing. Yeah, it doesn't even give his rushing stats for that game. It is what it is.
269 yards, 5 scores.
When?
That was with the Panthers.
He did not rush for 269 yards that game. What are you talking about?
In his time with the Panthers.
I'm just looking at his 1 game against Pittsburgh. I'm looking at a specific game.
Okay, that one. Okay, so he had the one with the Rams?
No. The one with the Panthers, the preseason game.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say, your stats sound like the ones when he was with the Rams.
No, that one was when he was with Michigan Panthers.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Confusion. Carolina Panthers versus Michigan Panthers. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I was about to say with the Michigan Panthers of the UFL, he had done significantly better there. No, that's true, because you're looking at his 2025 stats, 269, again, an average of 38.4 per game. So
I mean, I'm more looking at 3 Down Nation's article about him, not.
That's fair. I'm looking predominantly at his stats, but I understand the 3 Down Nation article about him, because like even if I just like try to pull that up here, what exactly they got up. Yeah, because they have here 69%, 1,342 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 269 rushes for 5 scores. And again, yeah, he had signed with Carolina Panthers, so he went unselected in the draft, but spent 3 seasons with the LA Rams. He won the Super Bowl, but it was as a member of the practice roster. Appeared in 5 regular season games, made 1 start. Again, everything they just went through. So, but the big question is, how does this fit well into the Bomber system? I like this move. There's only one condition I have.
Okay.
My condition is, if Elgersma is available, this better not be the move instead of Elgersma. Like, is Terry Wilson re-signed or no?
So I want to say, give me 1 second.
Actually, if you're able to check if Terry Wilson or Chase Artopius is re-signed.
Everyone signed except for Strivler.
Okay, so Terry Wilson and Artopius are both there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to imagine, like, Perkins, I don't mind the way that he fits in there. Again, but Elgersma needs to be a priority. I look at Elgersma and I see a potential future of this franchise. I see a guy like with a Perkins. Is there a potential that he could be? Maybe. I'm willing to give that a chance to see a bit of that. But Elgersma is the guy that I got in my sights. So as long as this doesn't mean that, okay, February's come around, NFL hasn't signed Elgersma, Bombers is going to pass up on him because we already got Perkins, then my answer is no. I don't like that. But I don't think the Bombers are going to do that. I think Elgersma is in the cards regardless.
So it makes me think that Winnipeg is not comfortable with Terry Wilson or Chase
Artopius
as backup.
You know what it is? They're not bad as a third and fourth string. The thing is that, again, like, Terry Wilson is
not a backup for sure.
He's a short yardage QB at most. And I hate saying that because I'm not trying to put the guy down. But he can be a suitable third stringer. Is there a chance he could properly fulfill a backup role? Potentially. He's not there yet, though. You know what I mean? I have not seen enough to make me say, you know what? That's if our main QB goes down, that's a guy that I can rely on for a couple weeks in the year. I don't have that confidence in Terry Wilson. Again, that could change in the future. I think Terry Wilson would benefit from a change of scenery, though. I don't think that Winnipeg is going to really be able to offer him more, especially since Winnipeg, you have to imagine, is a bit soul-searching right now in the sense of everyone in Winnipeg is aware that the end is near when it comes to Zach Collaros. That Zach Collaros, his days in the CFL are numbered. Not in a sense of that we want to get rid of Collaros, but that Collaros is most likely thinking retirement soon. And so the Bombers are trying to look for, okay, how are we going to move this franchise forward? Collaros was a key part of this era of the Bombers, the success that it's had. But if we're going to have success in the future, we're going to need a new person to kind of carry the torch. The Bombers are looking for who can carry that torch.
You know what I was just thinking, and you can call me weird for thinking this. I'm looking at the possible free agents for quarterbacks. You know who I wouldn't mind seeing in a Bombers jersey?
Who?
Dustin Crum.
Dustin Crum? I'm going to say no, and I'm going to tell you why. And it has nothing to do with Dustin Crum. I don't have a problem with Dustin Crum. The problem is, like, just think about this logically, okay? You have Collaros, Bryce Perkins, Taylor Algersma. Where the hell is there room for Dustin Crum? There's no room.
Okay, first off, I'm not counting Taylor Algersma, so I'm putting that out the window.
Okay.
You're trying to tell me that Perkins is 10 times better than Dustin Crum?
Not necessarily. I'm saying is that we don't know yet because we haven't seen him play Canadian football. There's a chance he is. There's a chance he's not.
But what I'm saying is, if you were to tell me, come camp, you have Perkins, Collaros, and then the two other quarterbacks, and no Taylor Algersma, you guys are screwed.
I would not say we're screwed. Again, we don't. I'd say there's a chance, but again, you need to know more about Bryce Perkins. We need to see more of that before I need to see him compared to CFL talent before I can judge where exactly he is. Now, I will say I do agree that if Algersma does not end up with the Bombers do probably need to look for someone like a Dustin Crum to fill in a spot in the QB depth.
Who knows who's left by the time free agents?
Again, if you're Bombers, you got to go all out on Algersma. I think Algersma is the guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't just sit there and hope that you get him. You have to have a backup plan so that if he's not coming, you can't wait to the 11th
hypothetically, you can sign Dustin Crum, and then if Algersma becomes available, you just drop Dustin Crum and pick up Algersma right then and there.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you drop him and he gets a signing bonus, that's counted towards the salary cap.
Or actually, you could do then. You
drop
could
one of the other ones?
You could probably drop either Terry Wilson or Chase Artopius would probably get dropped, actually.
Because my thing is, and again,
I don't mind Dustin Crum.
Nothing towards Perkins, but name recently, and I'm saying within the last 3-4 years, one quarterback that's came up from the U.S. that has dominated.
Are you talking?
Hasn't gotten playing time. Taylor Powell, I mean, he's been with the team for quite some time.
He's been an okay backup.
No. I'm not saying like he's bad or anything. I'm just saying Harrison Frost didn't really get a chance in Hamilton. Chase Bryce, you know what you have with him. Trey Adams,
I ain't on this hate Chase Bryce train. I like Chase Bryce. Get out of here.
I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be scary once the big three retire. Who's gonna be left?
Well, the question is gonna be who's gonna step up, and so we'll have to see. But overall, personally, I'm a fan of the signing for the Bombers. I think that this is just a smart scouting decision. Smart guy to bring in, because is there a possibility that it doesn't work? Yeah, but the potential upside from the talent that he has showcased down in the U.S. Does show that if you can properly adapt him into the Canadian game. Again, this is where I think a offensive coordinator like Mike Miller would be so helpful for bringing a guy like that and adjusting him to the Canadian game, and with how well he's worked with quarterbacks like Nick Arbuckle and Chad Kelly over in Toronto. I think he would be absolutely key here in Winnipeg if he becomes our offensive coordinator. I'm certainly hoping for it, because we know who the other option is. But that's okay, because we're going to talk about that in a video coming out later today, and you guys are going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with that, so stay tuned for that.
We're not a whole friggin' hour rant about that one.
Oh, you're going to go on a bit of a rant. It won't be an hour. We don't have time for that, but you will be going on a bit of a rant. No worries. So make sure you guys tune into that. Leave a like on the video, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't, make sure you guys join the Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord, where we have all things CFL content, NHL, all sorts of sports stuff in there. So tune in and keep the conversation going. So thank you guys so much for supporting us on our Discord. So peace, love, and positivity to all you wonderful people at home. We will see you guys next time.